All right, I'm going to build my favorite contraption from the latest update right here. We just need to dig down 2 blocks on all 4 sides. Oops, a little too far right here. Get 8 dispensers set up like so. We take some of these wind charges here and we put them in each of these. Okay, build those with wind charges. Set a composter down. Put some seeds in it until it gets about this full here. Perfect. Carefully put a pressure plate down. Let's do a wooden one so it's nice and hidden. And then all we have to do is step in and poof, we get to fly really high. Hello there, Sithbelle here with another episode of Sithbelle Survives. And I think I have something fun today. We're going to continue along this boulevard here for our next farm and subsequent building. And it's going to be a plant farm because sometimes you need greenery and you just don't have any, and we need to remedy that. Now, unfortunately, that means that this area right here, which is currently very heavily occupied with animals, plants, and all kinds of stuff, needs to be cleared out. So let's tackle that real quick, shall we? All right, everyone. It's relocation day. Ghost, thank you. Also to Marriott, Smush, Holly, Derby, Jelly, and all the as yet unnamed puppers. Oh, we have more puppers we need to collect. Night, Rexyroo. Behold my army of minions and despair. Oh, that's a wall. Okay, Garfield, you can sleep with me just this once. Good boy. Oh, and I got a rabbit hide. Thank you, buddy. Here. Now y'all can watch the kelp grow. Destruction of plants and relocation of animals. Uh, are you serious? I literally just pressed the record button. That is so rude. Nature is sad that I killed the plants. I get it. But I promise I'm building a building so I can make more plants. Please stop raining. Fine. I'll just do my next section inside. Now, the building that we're going to put in that spot back there is probably the loudest building that I've made so far. I thought that the Valentine's Iron Farmhouse was loud. No. This is ridiculously loud. And whereas the Iron Farm was in shades of red and pink, I'm going to do shades of blue and yellow for this house. It's actually very, very pretty. I spent a couple of days designing it, and I'm really, really excited to see it put in this world. So I'm going to gather materials real quick, clear out this rain, and I'll get back with you once I have the stuff I need to make this farm and building. Woo! 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 All right, I have a lot of material. Look at all this lovely blue. And we've got the yellow for the roof and some accessories. And some more stuff, including parts and pieces for the redstone. Not a whole lot of stuff. It's not as involved as the last build that we did, but it'll still make a mark on the skyline. Now the last thing that I need to do involves these guys here, some dye and a loom. Let me get that set up real quick and I'll be right back. Whoa. Flaw in the plan. The banner design that I was going to make requires 2 banner patterns. One of which is easy to make, and I will make it in just a second, but the other one, The other one is the snout banner pattern, which you can only get in a bastion. And I don't know if you remember what happened the last time I was in a bastion, but it didn't end well. So now, before I can continue on this build, we're going to have to go on another adventure because I need that banner pattern. Yay, distractions! Also, what is the deal with this blue steel, like, zoom in thing I got going on here? Like, ooh, dramatic. Pop down our snatchel real quick. Get our golden pants on. Luckily, if we die and we lose those pants, we have plenty of backups. Let's get some fire res. I don't think we need this many, but maybe a couple extra. Do you know what? I'm going to pop that in my ender chest, just in case. Let's get a couple stacks of building blocks. And let's see if we can find ourselves an as yet unrated bastion. I don't think it'll be that hard. Okay, so we are in the Nether, and I am accessing the map mod that I have installed that shows all the areas that I've explored. I can get lost in a paper sack, so I need all the help I can get, and this is a very, very useful tool. It is also useful for finding things in areas that I have previously discovered and would like to come back to. So we are this little red guy right here, and it looks like we have a bastion right up here, which is, let's see, negative 56 to negative 285, 400 blocks away or so. Not terrible. I think we can manage that, especially with what we've got on hand. There is also a bastion really close to here. Yep, right here. We have already explored this one, and Snout was not in there, and we died horribly. So we might come back to that one later, but for right now, we're going to consider that one explored, and we're going to head towards this guy. I will catch up with you when I get there. I found it. I'm going to get rid of this water real quick, because one of the things that I definitely want is a little bit of lava, because brutes are no joke, and I have died to brutes more than, oh no. As I was saying, I die to brutes even fully kitted out like I am. I'm actually legitimately nervous about this undertaking. There is a good chance I'm going to die. Okay. Oh, I don't like this. I'm gonna seal myself in. I am taking an abundance of caution. I don't think y'all realize how many times I've died to piglin brutes. There are so many brutes in there. They're all gathered at the top. Which means if I'm careful and I play my cards right, I might be able to cheese this and knock them all out. In fact, this is a gamble I think I'm going to take. Once we get rid of the brutes, we're in the clear, but getting rid of the brutes is such a big task. Alright, let's see if our handiwork works. Okay, so that's a regular piglin. We've got one more brute left. Goodbye! Okay, I think that is all of the piglin brutes in this area. It's a regular piglin, that's fine. We are now clear to go explore the chests, which is going to anger some people, primarily piglins, and I don't care. Oh, nice. Smithing template, an apple, soul speed's nice. Not what we're looking for, though. Aha. I'll just keep this between us here. And the ghast. Another upgrade template. More golden carrots I will gladly take. Arrows I don't need. Come on. Yes, there we go. We can go home. Excellent. All right. I'm not even going to mess around. I am heading straight home. I will see you back there. Oh, the rain. Shaders makes the rain beautiful. Oh, I love how gloomy it looks. That's pretty. All right. With a vine and some paper, we now have both of the banner patterns that we need, and we can get to work on making these lovely banners. So the first one's going to be a blue banner. It's going to have a yellow salt here, and then a blue pally, and then a black border indented, and then a black border. All right, so that's one of them. Second one's going to be a black banner with blue snout, blue border, black pally, blue border indented, and blue border. That's two. And the last one is another blue banner. Ooh, that is tough to say. And this is basically going to be the inverse of the last one that we did. So black snout, black border, blue pally, black border indented, and black border. There we go. And now we just need to take the rest of these banners. And when we need to make copies, we just put them in here like so. And we have copies. Simple as that. And with these bad boys right here packed up, I think it's time to build us a new building. I'm not going to lie to you. This build was actually a bit of a challenge, particularly in recording the time lapse. You see, normally I record the interior and the farms, and then I build the exterior, and those are two different episodes. And this time I thought I would do something a little bit different and try and do both of them at the same time since it's just a bunch of little farms. However, this ended up being a mess, and my replay mod corrupted a couple of times, so I ended up losing some footage of me building the storage system and all that good stuff. And there's actually so much being built right now that in order to make the time lapse make any kind of sense, I've had to speed it up quite a bit. And so if you get motion sickness, I am so sorry. I will tell you that you're not alone in your suffering, and I suffered as well making this. But hopefully it's not too bad for you. I will say I built up and tore down this thing several times, partially because I forgot to hit the record button, and in order to get myself to remember consistently, I have decided that whatever I don't record on a time lapse, I will tear down and build again on a time lapse. So several portions of this got built twice because I made that mistake over and over and over again building this. But I will say, and I think I've said that 4 times already, I really, really like the end product of this build. I think that this is an obnoxiously loud building with the blue and the yellow being such stark colors contrasting with each other. And I think that they play off of each other very well. I used glazed terracotta for a little bit of extra decor, and I used an obscene amount of bamboo trapdoors trying to get it to have a little bit more depth. You'll see that all build up in just a second. I also miscalculated the stairs. The basalt will get fixed later. And honestly, apart from going in circles over and over and over again as we go through the build and I build up layer by layer, there's not really much to talk about regarding this build. So I don't think I actually explained what this was for. And this farm in particular is for a few dangly plants that need bone meal that you can easily get with a simple bone meal farm. So I just set up like 5 or 6 modules so I could have, just these things on hand easily. And we'll go through a tour of this once the time lapse is over and you can see what the inside looks like without being spun around 400 times. I do want to draw attention to the texturing that I'm putting in the light blue sections and the dark blue sections up at the top. I tried to kind of reflect the light coming off the windows, quote unquote, if they're banners or the actual lighting on the sides. And I think that it pulls off rather well, especially from a distance. Up close, it looks a little funky, but hey, this whole build looks a little funky, so I'm okay with that. We're almost done with this part. I just put in the last trapdoors, and now we're about to put on the roof. And I wanted to add some texture like I did with the sheep farm because I really like how there's different colors, but there aren't really any stair blocks that I can use to texture that are that yellow. So I ended up using bamboo mosaic tile because it at least provides a little bit of a different design, and I think it actually worked out pretty cool. And here we go. Here is our lovely seaside super blue and yellow building. I've been affectionately calling it the Plantry because it's where I'm getting a whole bunch of plants. And it's really pretty. All right, now let's go on a tour of the inside so you can actually see what I did without getting seasick. Okay, now that the thing's built, let's take a look at it. We go up the stairs and we enter this hallway. And we have our hanging plants farms with one spare for future updates because I never know what's coming next. So it's better to have at least some potential for growth. Yeah, these all work. This is the propagule farm. As you can see, there is a downside to this farm, and that is I use too many trapdoors and they flip every time I turn it on and off. We have our rooted dirt, our glowberries, our hanging moss, and our glow lichen. I have a bone meal input station right here for the farms on this side, but these farms on this side are a bit more special, so I had to create an entire wing for them where I can fill the bone meal. This is also the access hatch for the redstone upstairs, and also another bone meal loading station for a couple of things. Yeah, it's nice and hollow in here. It's such a simple farm for how long it took to make. And of course, in the storage room, I decided to put what we're creating into use for decoration, and I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I think it looks really cool in here. And of course, we have our storage. I included a slice for the whatever future thing is going to come in, as well as a junk chest. And of course, a maintenance hatch. I think she makes a lovely addition to our skyline. By the way, one of the things that I've been working on between episodes are the retaining walls on the island, and I have made a lot of progress on the second and third tier, as you can see. I think that's actually coming along nice, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around to... I might go all the way here to the edge of this part here, and then I'm going to transform the rest of the back of this into cliffs like we have on our starter island over here with all the deep slate. I also think I'm going to add some mud in there for some extra texture and depth because it's a little bit one note. I do really like it still, but you know, a little bit of extra detail could never hurt. I think that this path scared me at first, but I really like how it turned out. It's this lovely winding thing. We have access to the second tier here. We can continue up, and we can either go up to the third tier, or if we go up this way, it comes up to right up to our villagers, which is very convenient. Wonder how our guys are doing. Everybody still alive? You still good? You guys are fine. Whoa. My guy, what happened to you? Looks like we had a baby zombie get in. Whoops. Should probably light stuff a bit better. And you too, huh? Such a bad caretaker of villagers. At least I've got the infrastructure to cure them. Let me whip something up real quick. It's a miracle. They're cured. My boys are back. And with that, everyone, I think that's going to have to do it for this episode. We got a lot accomplished today, and we have a beautiful new building to fill up our skyline. It's starting to look really nice in here. I can't wait to see what we do for the next episode. Also, I'm just out of render distance for some of those banners, apparently. Oh, that's frustrating. That's funny. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.